What's up, wrestling fans? Richard Boudreau here. Welcome to a brand new edition of Kayfabe Kickout Audio for January the 10th, 2013 for KayfabeKickout.com, putting the pro back in pro wrestling. Joining me today is my very special guest, 8-time TNA World Tag Team Champion, 3-time former X Division Champion, the man that has made the Apple Martini cool in 2013, Christopher Daniels. Christopher, how are you?
I am thrilled to be a part of it all. I appreciate that finely detailed introduction, sir.
Excellent. I sincerely appreciate you being on the show today.
I am sincerely appreciated.
So let's get right down to the meat and the potatoes of why you're on the show today. It was announced on TNA's official website, ImpactWrestling.com, that at TNA Genesis, which is this Sunday, January 13th, live on pay-per-view, you are going to wrestle one-on-one against the Cowboy James Storm.
Indeed. Cowboy James Storm, an arch nemesis of mine, someone I'm familiar with, someone that I've known since the very beginning of TNA, and yet this will be the very first time that he and I have locked horns in a singles match on a pay-per-view. Legendary!
It will be indeed legendary. So is this match going to be retribution for Kazarian's loss on Impact last week, or is this your own?
You see, you don't understand. Frankie didn't lose last week. There was a controversial decision. He was kicked in the face with a spur. James shouldn't even be wearing spurs in the ring. He's not a real cowboy. He's from Cleveland, Ohio. He's never been to Kentucky. That hat is fake. So no, Frankie doesn't need retribution because he didn't lose that match. I'm going to beat James Storm because he offends me just being a part of Impact Wrestling. I'm offended by his smell. I'm offended by his accent. I'm offended by that fake cowboy hat. And most of all, I'm offended that he's been given so many opportunities to be mediocre while I have to fight tooth and nail to be the best wrestler in this company.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this matchup, and there haven't been too many instances where I've seen you wrestle that I've been disappointed with your matches, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, I don't disappoint anybody for any reason, young man, so you should feel that way.
Excellent. So I'd like to get your thoughts on teaming up with Kazarian as the tag team Bad Influence. Do you think the concept of the tag team in pro wrestling is dead in 2013?
No, I don't think so at all. I think it just depends on the tag teams that come around. I mean, it's easy to have two guys that have like minds get together and become great tag teams. Myself and Frankie Kazarian are the prime example. He and I have been best friends for 15 years, and when we decided to become a tag team, it didn't take us very long to become the world champions of the world. It didn't take us long to become the best tag team in the business because we had our friendship, we had our chemistry already intact. See, the problem with tag team wrestling is so many guys think it's so easy. They get into tag team wrestling because they think they'll only have to do half of the work. But the problem is tag team wrestling is a science. And Frankie Kazarian and I, we majored in science. We got straight A's in science when we went through school, and now we are the best tag team in the business.
That is true. You guys are a tremendous tag team. That was going to be my next question. What's it like working with Kazarian in the ring?
It's outstanding. Are you kidding me? It's like striking gold every time we do it. It's like opening a Christmas present every hour on the hour for the entire year. That's how good it is. We knew from the start that it wasn't going to take long for us to be the champions. It wasn't going to take long for us to take over this company. And it wasn't going to take long for us to be the most entertaining part of every episode of Impact, pay-per-view, live event. No matter what Impact does, the best part of it is when Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian walk to the ring.
Outstanding. Do you prefer working as a team or as part of a team or as a singles competitor?
See, here's the thing. Frankie Kazarian and myself are both so versatile that it doesn't matter if we wrestle singles matches. It doesn't matter if we're a tag team. It doesn't matter if we got a third down and went into six-man tag team. We're that good. So we're fine doing singles matches. We already got each other's back. We know we can't trust anybody but each other in this company. So if we have to go the singles route, we're fine with that. But the minute you put us in the ring as a tag team, we become a lethal combination.
Outstanding. I immensely enjoy seeing you guys wrestle in the ring, and yeah, I mean, you guys are a phenomenal tag team.
Wrestling outside the ring is no fun at all.
Like I said, you guys are a tremendous tag team, and I'm sure that in no time flat you will be the TNA World Tag Team Champions again.
No time flat, exactly right. Exactly right. The minute that Chavo Guerrero III and Sean Hernandez Jr. give us the opportunity, see, they're ducking us. They're taking other tag teams on, guys like Matt Morgan and Joey Ryan, who, granted, are very talented wrestlers, but they are not the tag team that Frankie Kazarian and myself are. They're not that type of tag team. They're great singles wrestlers, but they haven't got the continuity. They don't have the chemistry that Francois and myself enjoy.
Absolutely, yeah. I think you definitely hit the nail right on the head there. So for some wrestling fans who may not be familiar, can you just tell us how the Apple Martini was created and what made you decide to use it as part of your persona?
Well, you have to go all the way back into mixology history to know that you pour a little bit of apple liqueur and a little bit of vodka into a glass that's sort of shaped like a triangle upside down. That's how the Apple Martini started. As far as how I started drinking it, it's a delicious beverage. It's something that I drink one a day, keeps the doctor away, and I decided to share that with all my fans who want to know what's happening in the life of Christopher Daniels.
I think it's it's a great part of your persona, and I think it's a great touch.
Well, I agree with you, and so does half the world.
Now you're a professional wrestler of over 40 years of age, and so what do you do to stay in shape? Because for a wrestler of over 40, you have tremendous conditioning, and so what do you do to keep yourself in top shape?
Well, Richard, let me correct you. I'm actually only 27 years old, but thank you for getting that. No, I'm kidding. I actually am over 30. That was funny, though. You know what? What I do, I try different things all the time. I don't get stuck in one rut. I don't do the same workout more than a month at a time. I'm very interested in keeping my endurance up, keeping my stamina up, and so I keep my rest periods very short. I try to do as much compound movement as I can. I'll do a lot of not isolation exercises, but lots of compound stuff designed to work the whole body, do full body workouts. I also do a lot of things like yoga. It keeps me very flexible. It helps me recover from injury quickly. And like I said, I keep my stamina in tip-top shape. I try to keep my heart rate up the entire time of the workout. I don't spend hours and hours in a gym. I go in for about an hour at a time, but I keep that intensity high, and that's how you get the best results.
Right. Excellent. I mean, because like me myself, I'm 34, and like I do weight training, and like I feel it the next day. So I can imagine that being in like literally thousands of matches. You're going against like top guys like AJ Styles and Samoa Joe wrestling 20-25 minutes. So I would imagine that you're going to feel that the next day as well. So.
Absolutely, and a lot of the workouts that I do are meant to shorten the recovery time between matches. The better shape that you're in, the less likely you are to get injured or beat up in a wrestling match. So most of my stuff is meant to keep me in tip-top shape and keep my injuries to a minimum.
Right, exactly. Yeah, no, and that's the best way to do it. Minimum, because I've noticed that a lot of guys that they hang and bang the weights for hours on end, but then 5, 10, 15 years down the road they can barely move. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 5'11" at best. The heaviest I've ever been in my career is 220 pounds, and when that was going on, I was struggling with stamina, struggling with my knees. I don't need to be 260 pounds. My best strength has been my endurance, my flexibility, my speed, and so that's what I've concentrated on, trying to get to stay at that speed and stay at that level of conditioning. Right,
exactly. Yeah, I mean, like, especially for a lot of guys in the business, they do like a lot of weight training, and they're taking like big risky bumps in the ring, and and by the twilight of their career, they're barely able to walk. So.
Absolutely. I'm in this for the long haul. I just celebrated my 20th year in professional wrestling, and I'm nowhere close to being done. So it's all about longevity. I'm in this for the very long haul, and you don't get to be that way if you wrestle a style that's prone to injury, or if you work out in a style that's going to get you injured.
Right. So yeah. So you plan on wrestling, like Ric Flair, like well into your 60s, or?
Well, I'm just going to have fun until I stop having fun. I always said that if this ever became more of work than it was fun, I was going to get out. And if I can't wrestle at the same level or at this top level that I want to wrestle, I was going to get out. I wasn't going to stay in past my welcome. But right now, I feel like I'm wrestling the best matches of my career. I'm in the best shape of my life. And I can go out and wrestle 25, 30-minute matches if I have to. So at this point in my career, I'm not anywhere close to looking to hanging up the boots. That's
tremendous. That's great news, because like I'm sure a lot of TNA fans are going to be excited to hear that news, because you really bring your A game in whatever match you're in.
Absolutely. That's the only game I've got is an A game.
Absolutely. So getting back to AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, your match at Unbreakable 2005, which a large majority of wrestling fans consider that to be the greatest match in TNA history.
I don't know wrestling fans, just the ones that have any amount of intelligence think that it's the best. So.
So obviously you think that was. Do you think that match was your best match?
It's the one that I'm complimented on the most. I feel like it's the best one that we've had here in the Impact Zone. I've had some great matches. I've been very fortunate to work with a lot of great wrestlers. But one reason that I think that match stands the test of time is the crowd reaction. I mean, that was such a special crowd that night. They were psyched to see three guys that were TNA originals wrestle in the main event in a style that they came to appreciate in the X Division. And, it was just like all the stars aligned for that particular match.
Absolutely. I mean, that match indeed. I mean, I think in my opinion, it's hands down the greatest match in TNA, I think.
Absolutely. Like I said, everybody thinks so.
So I just wanted to get your thoughts on Sting, if I could, and the TNA Hall of Fame. Do you think that Sting was like the right choice for the the very first inductee?
Absolutely. I mean, there were other choices, but I think Sting was a great first choice. I feel like Sting brought a lot of credibility to our company in the early days, and I feel like his commitment to our product, to the betterment of our product, has done nothing but positive for TNA as a whole. So I think Sting was a perfect choice to be first.
Absolutely, yeah. No, he was a phenomenal choice, and when he first came to TNA, a lot more people really, TNA was brought to the next level when he came in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was one of the first, I guess, major superstars, as you would call it, to give TNA the time of day. And once he came around and became a long-term part of the company, you could tell that a lot more of the wrestling community was paying attention, especially the veterans that were coming from all around the world that ended up becoming a part of TNA. Guys like Christian Cage, the Dudleys, Kurt Angle. I mean, these are all guys that I'm sure saw Sting's involvement with our company and realized that this was a place where they could come and ply their trade.
Yes, exactly. And like I said, I think it was a tremendous choice for Sting to be put in the Hall of Fame. Who do you see as, in your opinion, who do you see as the next person to go in? Do you think?
Probably Christopher Daniels. I mean, that's just my opinion, but a lot of people agree with me anyway. But if not me, definitely Jeff Jarrett. I feel like Jeff, as someone who helped found the company and was so very integral to its success in the first 5 or 6 years of the company, I definitely think that there has to be a case made for him to be in the Hall of Fame sooner rather than later.
Absolutely, and I think a large majority of TNA fans and pro wrestling fans thought that Jarrett should have been the first inductee, or at least his father, Jerry Jarrett.
Well, that may have been the case, but we went with Sting, and that's the way it went.
Exactly. So I mean, like I said, it's still a fantastic choice. If I could just get your thoughts on I'm not sure if you've heard, the switch gears to Ring of Honor. Just want to get your thoughts on Jim Cornette and his absence from the company. Do you think that everyone in professional wrestling needs to have some time away from the business?
Well, it just depends on their feelings. I mean, like, I haven't had any significant amount of time away from the business, and I feel like I'm running on all cylinders. Jim's reasons for leaving Ring of Honor are Jim's, and I don't know exactly what they are, so it's hard to comment on whether he needs the time away or if he just needs a new setting to ply his creativity. But I feel like Ring of Honor has got a great creative team in place. I think Hunter Johnson is one of the better bookers in Ring of Honor's history. I feel like he's been very successful with the talent roster that he's had in the past couple of years, and I look forward to bigger and better things out of that entire company.
Exactly. I know. Like Ring of Honor has come a long way in the past 10 years, and you've had several stints in the company, and your first stint was in when the company started. What was it like working for Ring of Honor, like when it was at its infancy, a brand new promotion?
Well, I mean, we didn't really have an idea of how much that company was going to affect the landscape of professional wrestling. In the same way that TNA did at the period when we opened. There was just WWF, and so when companies are opening up, you're not sure how long it's going to last. Anything could be a flash in the pan, but here we are more than 10 years later, and both Ring of Honor and TNA have grown and become a part of the landscape. And wrestling fans expect greatness out of both companies at this point. We've become known for our hungry locker room, the stars that we've made, whether we're talking about guys like AJ or Samoa Joe or James Storm or myself and Frankie Kazarian here in TNA, or you're talking about guys like Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards and Kevin Steen and Jay Lethal and Roderick Strong in Ring of Honor. I mean, these guys we've all made our names in these companies, and we've come to be synonymous with great professional wrestling.
Absolutely, and I mean, I think that in this business that there's nothing wrong with healthy competition, and there's nothing wrong with multiple promotions.
Right, and I feel too that the positive right now with Ring of Honor and TNA is that we're being seen on different media sources. I mean, the fact that Ring of Honor has the syndicated show versus the cable show for us on Spike TV, I feel like wrestling fans have an opportunity to see both, enjoy both, and enjoy the differences and enjoy the similarities.
Exactly. No, I mean, as large as the WWE is, I think that if they were the only promotion around, that they would lose. Wrestling fans would just drop off, because I mean, they have different styles of wrestling, and they have like different promotions and different characters, different personas. I think that's the best thing.
Absolutely. I mean, we're promoting professional wrestling, but there are differences between our company, between Ring of Honor, between the WWE, and there's something for everybody out there who are wrestling fans. Absolutely.
I mean, no doubt about that. And so, staying on the topic of Ring of Honor, your last run with the company was in 2011. Because everyone's talking about El Generico. What were your thoughts on working with El Generico at Best in the World 2011?
I'm a big fan of Generico's work. I've known him for a long time, and I think he's grown immensely as a performer, as a professional wrestler. And I haven't had an opportunity to speak to him, but since the rumors have started about his signing, but he deserves it. He's worked very hard, and I hope that he does very well in this next step of his career.
Absolutely. I mean, you're right. He is a tremendous worker, and hopefully he will get the proper the proper television time, and hopefully he'll continue to grow as a wrestler, and because he doesn't fit the mold of of a traditional pro wrestler. I mean, he's not jacked up. He's not he doesn't have that look that WWE looks for, but at the same time his talent more than makes up for it. So.
Well, I think that WWE is starting to understand that there doesn't need to be a mold for professional wrestlers. You look at someone like CM Punk, you look at someone like Chris Jericho, you look at someone like Daniel Bryan. I think these guys have all broken that so-called mold by being themselves and playing to their strengths rather than trying to fit themselves like a square peg in a round hole.
Exactly. And wrestlers like yourself and, AJ Styles.
I agree with you 100%.
Excellent, yeah, because so hopefully, hopefully he'll do well, in the WWE. I'd like to get your thoughts on the Curry Man persona and how it came to be when you were, quote, fired from TNA. Because obviously it's the complete polar opposite of of the Fallen Angel character.
Well, it was something that I did in Michinoku Pro for a long time and in New Japan. And I decided to bring it to TNA and see how it went. It got a warm response, and it was a good time for me that year, playing the Curry Man and doing all the stuff that I did.
Yeah, no, it was it was a tremendous character, and it was a very different type of character. So that's all the time we have for this edition of Kayfabe Kickout Audio for January the 10th, 2013. So, Christopher, if you'd like to plug away, go right ahead.
Well, you're welcome to follow me on Twitter at FACDaniels. You can follow the other best wrestler in the world, Frankie Kazarian, at Frankie Kazarian. We are Bad Influence. We are the best tag team in the business. That's 3 syllables. You can get our T-shirts not on Shop TNA because someone hates us in the marketing department, but you can get them on www.FallenAngelChristopherDaniels.com. You can buy Marvel Comics at any comic book shop around the world, and you can go see Django Unchained at a movie theater near you.
Excellent. And like we talked about at the top of the show, TNA Genesis live on pay-per-view this Sunday, January 13th. So wrestling fans, if you're a fan of TNA, get this pay-per-view and see Christopher Daniels kick James Storm's ass.
Indeed. Well said, young man. I think you've got a future in this business.
Thank you, sir. It's much appreciated. Well, that is going to do it, like I said, for this edition of Kayfabe Kickout Audio. So I will be back, wrestling fans, so have a great day.